Voice notes. This is a time capsule to hear my thoughts. For anyone who wants to listen. This is the year 2024 AD, after Jesus' death, Yeshua. I've communicated with the past, I've communicated with the future. I have activated or summoned the God of the universe. I have realized that there is a greater than everything is possible truth. This is like a thou shalt not lie God concerning engagement with humans. This is a note that I wanted to put down for my archive into the future. There's a way to figure out what everyone is thinking, because I want to know what everyone is thinking. Not thought police everyone is thinking. I want to know the creative side to what people are thinking. That is why I decided to do music, because you can articulate and create ideas, and the cost of not doing that is a problem that you can solve. And I solved it by doing music. So I'm in Florida, and you can see that there is a truth to what I'm seeing. A lot of people are not saying what they want to say. They're BSing me, and I can see through it. I can see through it all. This is a you can live reality. This is a God said this was supposed to happen past a certain time. Right? What does this mean? This sun's supposed to burn, and if you are close to it and you are not, protected by X, Y, you will burn too. So I'm in a reality where I've realized you can activate or plug in things or kind of attach yourself to certain realities of time, right? God will protect himself. He'll protect his universe. You are insignificant to time when it comes to God, because this universe is narcissistically correct. I know somebody said this. Is he referring to the reality on his Twitter page of a perfect universe? A perfect universe would mean something is going from point A to point B and it's perfect, right? A transfer could be perfect. A transfer could be narcissistically correct. A transfer could be customers always right, correct? And then the perspective could be correct, right? But I want to talk about what happened and what may be happening. I'm a very intelligent person. There's a truth to what Einstein said: everyone is genius or is a genius. In this reality, there is one dimension where everyone probably is a genius. One as which my parallel universe or parallel, whatever it's called, there's a reality to where every one of your people, every one of your infinite reality selves or Isaiahs is doing the same thing at the same time. That's what I figure. That's predestined. There's one reality though where one or a couple or whatever may purposely go out of line, right, and cause a ripple in time, right? This is like the paradigm of time and space. So what does this mean? You are seeing, right, the communication of another Isaiah who is very, very intelligent, right? I've been in the dream state. I've had like the ancient one, reality of why are you afraid, right? I've had a whole bunch of stuff. I've had communications between different times talking to me. Why don't you talk back? Why are you afraid? Come to the future, right? So this is a reality where they've communicated. You cannot be insecure, and you got to stop caring what people think about you. I don't give a crap. Right? You've got to stop caring about what people think of you. William James Titus would be like, that's why I didn't do anything. I didn't care, right? And there's Jesus, same thing. I didn't care, right? And then in my reality, it's like, you should care more, right? Sometimes you're like, you don't care. You should care a lot more, actually, right? You should actually try to do everything in your reality. Why? Because it's from a black man's perspective. I want to talk about something of this bus stop reality. I was looking at the bus stop, and for the first time in my life, is this something that is this someone that's communicating with me, right? Is this myself? Well, I'm okay. Let me give it a try, right? If this is Isaiah different, what is he communicating? Well, this is a bus stop, right? A bus stop, pending a bus stop, like stop, right? A bus stop. So bus stop. This is going to be the biggest genius code. It's if Isaiah in a different dimension. He's sleeping outside, right? And then you say what? You see like transportation. Right? So I'd be like, oh, this is simple. Let's start off with this code. And it'd be me, too, communicating vividly and clearly to where I can understand. I've done this to myself before, and I've done it in the past. So Virginia, right? That incident in the bus. Or incident in the bus happened, and that person lost his life. He was assassinated. Those men who were trying to go pro were assassinated. So This is not the same reality. This proves that we're two different people because I do not see the world from that dimension. I see the world from this reality. This is the God of the universe that you can see. You can see that you're not in danger. You can see that you are right. So he's saying I should travel or transfer, right? So I'm thinking transfer like a transfer, right? I should transfer schools, right? Another one is I should be traveling by transfer. Now, why would he do that? My brain is programmed to be in line with the universe. So if this is a transfer universe, right, or a transfer reality, why not be 100% in line with the transfer? Now, the reason why I went against this is because I'm right in this universe. Why? Because I went to Wittenberg University, the law of attraction, God, controlling time. When you go to Wittenberg, you are controlling time. It's an energy being produced, and God is energy. So I wasn't afraid, but I'm amusing it. I'm looking back, and I'm like, so what does this guy have to say? This is the CAT bus station. So I'm like, so you're saying this universe is transfer. I'm saying this universe is transformation, and I'm right. Harvard is probably saying this is the customer's always right universe. Right? Customer's always right universe means, you know, that someone wants this to be, but I'm like, this universe is also narcissistically correct. Mathematically, it's narcissistically correct. Everything is established as possible. So with that being said, I'm looking at it like he wants me to look at that God is transfer. So okay, it's not, because I just figured out this is a greater than everything is possible. Not just everything is possible, greater than everything is possible, like the greater than sign in math. So I'm like, okay, you're saying something I've never said. So God is transformation, God is transfer, God is transfer. So he's just saying, no, God in this universe is simple. It's just transfer. And this universe is like this cat bus station. What does this mean? This proves the fact that I was right for being cynical about the universe we're living in. What he's inferring is that you're in the reality where you are wrong about the universe. What is wrong mean? They do the bending of paper, right? They do the whole thing like this is like symmetrical, right? But what does this prove? That time is established, right? Time point A to point B is established, and they're referring to this bus stop as at the first bus, if you're at this location, it was from this point in time that this universe is like this bus station or this transit unit, right? The cat bus transit, so the perfect ride. So some people would say the customer's always our universe. He's saying this is the perfect universe, right? I'm here to say, regardless of how you see it, you could say this is the perspective universe, and then also the one to keep an account. And why I think I'm the smartest in this is because you account for variable change, which is what? A, B, and a C in a hybrid what? Or like, well, okay, A, B, and a hybrid this, but the variable change to your statement, right? It's my decision to go on, right? It's my decision. That's something that some people are gonna, and then again, it's like, it's my decision, and then, yeah, it's my decision, and then, you know, we haven't really. Oh, and concerning my perspective, you know, it's better to say that this is like a highway, right? Oh, my, narcissistically correct meaning like accounting for the fact that you should be cynical with God, right? This is the concept where like you be cynical with people, you should be cynical with anything that is God. That's why I wanted to see whether or not God was real, like show me your hands. But I said this God would never hide anything from you; it would be in plain sight. Even when he said this, another version of truth, I have to look at myself and be like, I don't have to trust your God, right? So it's like saying every bus stop would be like God. That's what he's saying there. Your time is wrong. They said one God. That's one perspective. What's one perspective of God, right? One God, right? One God is a perspective, right? Let's just say that's the only one. He's saying that God is transfer. And I'm like, I'm going to tell you what the truth is. God and how we're supposed to see the universe is an unlocked, locked, closed, however you want to say it, closed like it's closed for dinner, or closed like it's just closed, right? It's closing, right? Or an open reality. So I'm thinking to myself, what else do you want me to say? So I'm like, okay, so now you see like God is a bus stop. Then I saw it was more specific. That he wanted me to really look at it and really look at it from his perspective. Like that explains parallel time theory. When you go on the cat bus transit line, right, you have an eclipse. Not that the eclipse matters, but I was talking about the reality where something could be parallel in time. So the route could be a universe, right? Every route or bus could be a universe, right? One of them's hybrid, right? But don't worry about that. You can still get to point A to point B with a different route or a different universe. I'm almost positive, a different or unique universe. So I said this is a parallel dimension, right? A parallel does not mean a sphere, and I've said that before. Parallel does not mean a sphere, right? Parallel does not mean a sphere, right? Parallel just means a dimension, or like parallel dimension and parallel universe. So this dimension is of one, this parallel dimension universe is one of transfer. Another reality this is I'm further than him is transformation, right? Another reality is transformation, but don't worry about it. So he's like, you can get to point A to point B, right? You show up. I said, all you have to do is show up. You're right, right? So the simple phrase of what he's saying is, if you focus on God, right? If you focus on God and his transfer, like that reality, then you will receive. Oh, my bad. My bad. If you focus on God and his transfer, you would receive a perfect ride. That's what he's insinuating. He's also saying this, and I'm going to do the customers right. I'm saying, and this is true though, I'm right. Why wouldn't you want to do it right the first time if you know that's what it looks like though? He's like, because you don't have to do it right the first time. In fact, he said most people aren't going to do it right the first time. They're not even going to show up the first time. So you don't think show up, but like it'll explains infinity. But I'm like, okay, what else is there? So be still and know that I'm God. So God is a bus stop, right? God in the universe never hide anything from me. The ruler of the penguin wouldn't hide anything from me. Be in plain sight. This bus stop is everywhere, right? God says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life, right? I'm the way, the truth, and the life. And two roads diverge, but it says the way, the truth, and you look at this bus stop, it's in plain sight. Now, it makes people look slow because they're like, oh, another one is you get on and you get off. But this is the one that I don't want you guys to focus on because you'll realize I'm correct when I say this. He's referring to like transfer. Like it could be transferred to a planet, and then there's a cost to get on, or cost to transfer. Now Jesus Christ paid the price. He's giving you like a ticket, right? The price has been paid, so your ticket's been paid. But in my mind, it's like you didn't need Jesus. You just had to focus on God's transfer, and you would have received a perfect ride according to his universe. So I'm like using his logic against him. But my understanding is this: the simplicity of it, you'll see my mind and how my mind is programmed. I'm like, that's interesting. God is a highway, right? If you would understand life from a black man's perspective, you would understand that you are on pressure from start to finish. So being under pressure, the reality is different. So it's like saying accounting for variable change and to be cynical with God. God would be like Jesus, right? So you might want to test to see whether or not Jesus was real, right? Before you come to an agreement about this is the only way. So I've realized that this is not the only way. I'm another way. Not saying I'm Jesus Christ. Jeez, oh Pete. I'm saying that there's alternate ways to get to the future, which is just doing it right the first time by just saying it's a transfer. Like God is a transfer. God is transformation. Let me see if I have more time. Layman's terms, for the sake of the video, or for the sake of this MP4. No, it's just understanding. Like you could just see my brain. You want to write the first time because you're under pressure on the highway. Time is established on the highway versus time is established on the sheet for the schedule, right? Understanding established time, I think it's under pressure, but you want to do right the first time, and there's a cost. So both the transit and my highway, but I'm right in mine. But I want you to see the difference. The difference between, peace, but that should be enough. God bless, guys. Oh, and be so know that I'm God means like God is a bus stop, and you could get off and you can get on. and you'd still meet him at every point in time.